Hey, we did the thing, and we're back, and now we have Nana. Look how beautiful Nana is. Ah! And Denissa.
Glider smells funny.
Everyone looks so precious. Even Denissa with your little cute butt nose. Do you have toe beans? Don't answer that question.
Do not show me the toe beans.
As soon as it
Not
left,
that kind of stream.
as soon as it left my mouth, I was like, maybe I should not have said that. It's too late.
Put your beans on camera. Put them up.
I will leave.
There's my beans right there. Beans. Meow, meow, meow. Anyway, that was dumb. Okay, so welcome
So
to our.
this is like one of those cats from the campaign that has the hands instead.
One of the cat Thulus.
Oh.
The cat Thulus. Yeah, I mean, I just imagine you're. No, that's fine. You have hands,
Here's her beans.
and here's your beans. Oh, did you just listen? You need to stop drawing on yourself so much. Then, whenever you're wondering later why your stuff is smeared with things, you're like, "Where did I get so messy?"
But what is
You're
it?
gonna scratch your face like halfway through tonight, and it's
Is it
just
like a
gonna
Tide pen?
Yeah, it's a marker.
Okay.
chalk.
That's also a chalk.
A Tide pen.
A chalk.
I'm gonna eat it.
A tide pen.
Wait,
Yeah, I
you're
know.
using chalk paint? This isn't like a face paint thing?
Yeah, it's all chalk paint.
It's better than a Tide
I
stick.
know. Yeah,
I'll take it.
but barely. Oh, barely. You know,
So-
the things we do
Some
for
pointers.
yeah, Soul, you need to help him out. You need to get him some ears. I think that's just what we need to do is invest in some good pair of ears for you.
I get why he does this now.
Yeah.
It's fun to be a cat.
It's fun to be a cat. You've been a cat for like 30 seconds. This is amazing.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Yeah. To continue with our everybody wants to be a cat. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sure me has already told you, etc., caught you up on everything that's about to happen. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into what we are doing. Currently, let me change the music here because I always find this so much more fun of a song to play. It's just very magical and whatever. Our brave and very smart and on top of things party that we have here. They find themselves inside the cellar of the inn, of the Moonwood Inn. As you guys have been kind of going over a couple of things, maps, questions as to what everybody is doing here, particularly Nana as she is drinking, a large glass of ale wine. You have Finrian who has the maps around him looking at these various things. And after, I believe, Nana making the comment, we certainly are a menagerie though, aren't we? And then asking if, we're going to pass in the material plane. Finrian is going to look over at you and smile. Of course. Why wouldn't we? Look, I mean, you do realize that in the material plane, there's all sorts of races. It's not just humans. There are furbolg in the material plane, and there are elves in the material plane, and there are definitely centaurs in the material plane.
I've heard of that.
I believe.
Hold on. You believe or you know? That's a very important distinction.
Of course I know.
I believe. I've heard that in the court myself.
The only one that I'm not sure of. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there has to be somewhere in that vast realm of things. He walks over to Denissa and places a sympathetic hand on your arm. Do not worry. We will do everything we can to make sure that you do not stick out.
I don't have to shave myself, do I?
I mean, she can stick out if she wants to. She's a fucking lion person. Like, if anyone gets in her way, she'll just eat them. It's fine.
Finrian points over at Illyria. It's like, exactly. This is what I'm saying.
She's got a point.
This is why I have all of you here to check up on things and make sure that we know what's happening. Yes. That being said, our first goal, this coming from Lady Frostspring herself, we are to find someone named the Dealer.
The Dealer.
Apparently, they have been funneling in resources from the material plane to aid in the war effort against the courts. So, it will be our job to suss out who this dealer is and put a stop to their notorious smuggling of goods.
And this dealer is said to lay low in the Islands.
Is that how you say it? I was looking at that. I'm not sure how the commoners say it in that. Elur, Ulur.
God.
His mouth makes Ulur. Perhaps it's Ulur. I'm sure
Maybe
it'll
it's Ulor.
Ulur.
Ulor?
Color.
In
Like
any
a
case,
lure?
I'm gonna take a big fucking sip of wine.
I'm gonna say to Danissa and Leonin, this is our expert. What if we just leave without him? I mean, I think we could probably do a better job.
Trying to play along so I can figure out how much he actually knows.
My guess is very little.
right. So, I know within my vast realm of experience and expertise in this plane, that there is one person who has the locations of many of the portals that intercede between the material plane and the Feywild. So, we will be traveling to Glimmer Hollow. It resides in the Spring Kingdom. I don't think any of you are from the Spring Kingdom. Are you, dear Nana?
Shit.
No, you're not.
No, good question.
You think about it for a minute, but no.
I'm drunk.
One of
Leave me
your,
alone.
I think one or two, maybe one of your husbands may have been from the Springs, but
Hard to keep track.
yeah, you never went there.
No.
So, we have a location, this Ulur Islands. We must go to Glimmer Hollow and speak to my friend there. They will give us a way to reach the material plane. Now, I'm sure you all are asking yourselves, how exactly are we going to take down this dealer? And the truth is, I do not know. Because I am not the brawn in this situation. I'm simply a man of intelligence.
I'm gonna look at Eliodora and go, don't worry, we've got it covered.
Excellent. See, I knew things would work out. They always do. So, we find this dealer, see what they know. Perhaps they will give us some more information as to the next one up. But if we can cut off the supplies to the Clover Fallen, it will greatly aid the courts in overwhelming those sly bastards. Sound like a plan? You with me so far?
I'm gonna give a little yay!
Sure.
Good job!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent plan. So when are we going? And what do we need to gather beforehand?
Well,
Also, I believe there was gifts, and I'm quite interested in whatever that was.
Oh, right. Okay. So, I do not come unprepared. I have, in my possession, plenty of sustenance to keep us afloat for many, many moons, or whatever passes for time in the material plane. Also, these necklaces, and he pulls from a little satchel these little necklaces that have the symbol, a triangular symbol of the Fey Courts. The one that you would see right below me right here. Yeah. These will help to identify us as friends of the court, as well as, once we are there, give us some protection against the vile machinations of the material realm. At least that is what they're supposed to do in theory. So, here in these little bags, and he pulls out from, he had like 4 pouches. Or, I mean, 5 pouches, I guess that makes sense. 5 pouches here. Well, it looks like a little bag of marbles. And walks around the table and hands each one to each of you. Or 1 pouch to each of you. These are sustenance beads. You must eat only 1 a day. No more, no less. And you'll be not needing of any of those poisonous foods that the material worlders might offer us. I mean, perhaps we can imbibe now and then, but if the situation seems sketchy, then by all means we can use these and politely decline whatever tricky food they might try
They
and
smell
give us.
like feet.
Well, hold on. Maybe I gave you the wrong one. Like, looks in that bag and, like, sticks his nose in there. I don't know what kind of feet you've been smelling, but this smells delicious to me. It smells
I'm gonna
like...
give it a sniff as well, and just kind of.
It must be like a cultural thing.
I'll smell it as
It
well.
smells mossy and green.
It's animal
Spinach.
feed.
It's basically...
It
It's
makes sense
it's
for-
kibbles.
Animal-
Kibbles.
Yeah, it's kibble.
They're kibble for rabbits. It's just those little pellets. Yeah.
Oh no.
100%. 100%. That's what it is. Confirmed. Canon. He gets there's he kind of shifts his belt around and like so you see it's like not really fastened to anything. It's just kind of on him, and he just kind of spins it around to another pouch, digs his hand in there, pulls out some fine golden powder, and starts dropping it very carefully
Salt baying it.
on the table. Yeah, just like a little, like making a little line and then connect it to another line, connect to another line, and makes almost a square. Well, this would be more of a rectangle, but a little shape like that. And once the lines are connected, you see the sand kind of like shimmers and moves and creates a little portal of magic. And he sticks his hand inside and starts pulling out, a la Mary Poppins bag style, just a bunch of little things, little vials and things. He's like, this is forget-me-now potions, this is bottled dream, potions of the helpless romantic, disarming mouse, bodacious ink, elkhorn flute, unleaded torch, a petrified toad, powdered rock speak, key of mimicking, a jar, large jar, and an eye, and it's literally a large jar with an eye in it, and 4 apples. Yep, I think that's all we have. Yes. So,
Oceans of the hopeless romantic.
make a history check. for
Okay.
me.
Shit. He's bad. 7.
For a brief minute, you're like, that sounds kind of familiar somehow.
Can I roll
But-
to try and fucking steal that? I
Well-
want to sneak that. That's interesting. I like
Well,
that.
he puts it out in the middle of the table for everybody. He's like, all of these things we will have at your disposal. Is there anything in particular that catches your eye?
Yoink. I'm taking it.
I thought you might like that. Keep it handy. You kind of bring it up to your nose just a little bit, and you get this little smell of really... Have you ever smelled like really hoppy beer?
Yep.
Just like that.
Hmm.
Can I roll to see if anything's familiar?
Sure. make a history check, I guess.
13.
13. None of it's really familiar. You've heard of the Forget Me Now potions, probably. As it is something that is often used on those who wander in from the other planes, particularly unknowing materialers. We had to come up with a word for
It's got to sound really condescending, though.
the planar folk. But it is something that would basically exactly what it sounds like, make someone forget for a little while, especially the last few hours. But let's see. So you have the potion of the hopeless romantic, and I will fill in I'll tell you what that is here in a second.
Amazing.
He looks over at everybody else. He gives the Elkhorn flute to Denissa. I don't know why this might be useful to you, but I assume you, with having the most biggest ears amongst us, that it might come in handy, as apparently this is a flute that can only be heard by animals. Don't know how this will be of use at all, but I figured perhaps you'll figure it out.
I'm gonna play it for like a brief moment, see whose ears perk up, aside from my own. Possibly.
Ah, Eleodora, I'm giving you this pouch of powdered rock's beak.
Hold on for a second, you're gonna give me the apples, but I'm
right. I was gonna say it.
No, the apples, and he puts them back in the thing. Those are for special occasions only. Do not worry about those.
You repeat that one more time so I can write it down. Powdered
rock's beak. ROC. And then apostrophe S. Beak. Rocks are giant birds. Like giant birds. They're huge.
Flute of Elkhorn?
The Elkhorn flute. Yeah.
Okay.
And Leary, you get this vial of ink. You seem like you might be able to make some use of this. You take the vial up and you kind of like hold it up to the light a little bit, and the ink inside is black at first, but then when you shake it a little, it starts to look kind of like not pearlescent, but it kind of goes in different colors, kind of like when you look at an oil slick. It kind of has that like weird greens and purples and blues.
Like oiled gunmetal.
Yeah, something like that.
Like that oily, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you look at like an oil slick or a bubble, it has that like little like weird flow to it before it becomes. The rest of this, I will store it away, and then whenever we need it, just we'll figure it out.
What is the jar with the eyeball for?
Oh yes. It is like a large jar. I wish I had a piece of ice or something in here. It would have been really great, but like about a jar this size. This will help us see if there are any amongst those trickies that might be hiding their shape or invisible. Might come in handy, might not, but I figured you might as well be prepared. Anyway, so all the rest of these things. Oh, I have almost forgot the most important one. He's like digs his hand in the thing again and pulls out 4 little pieces of like parchment paper, and on them are these really intricate tattoos. Or like designs that look like tattoos. basically, he pulls out 4 pieces of paper that have temporary tattoos like on them. Is what it is.
I was about to ask.
So he's like, so before, as we are journeying, at some point, place these on a dominant arm, and the tattoo will magically transfer itself to your arm. It will allow you to fire off 3 cold iron arrows, particularly fatal for Fae. But used it once, and then the magic is gone forever. So, make sure you use your shots wisely. Leary, I'm sure I don't have to worry about you. Seeing as how you're, an elf, and they're usually pretty good with the eyeing of things.
I mean, was that vaguely racist?
No! It's common knowledge! Elves are always good with bows and arrows. It's like a thing. Isn't it?
I mean, not
a bit
most
racist.
elves. I am exceptional.
That's like saying that all Leonins like milk.
Don't they?
Oh, jinx!
Don't they?
We're both looking at Danissa just like,
Huh?
do you not?
Our own mothers when we are young, but
Oh, so then
some
you
of
like
us
milk.
Some
Yeah.
of us develop intolerances.
Oh. Well, don't worry about it. Where we're going, I'm sure they don't have anything as delectable as fine creams and milks. They probably just eat porridgey mud or whatnot.
Right. The mundaners from the material plane.
Mundaners. I
That's
love that
Exotic
word.
foods.
Yes. Well, should we get going? We have plenty of traveling to do. We're in autumn and we have to go all the way to spring. It's like a whole other season between us.
Spring.
You ready? Shall we go?
Let's.
Let's go! And he gathers up his things, placing the last of the items back in his little portal before
As he's putting them back, can I try to snag one forget me now potion?
Sure. I mean, he'll give it to you if you want it.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah. Do you want one? Okay.
Yeah.
Have one forget me now potion. This potion, it comes in a little glass potion bottle, but the potion itself looks more like a fine powder, almost like powdered sugary kind of fine, and to the point where it moves around almost like a liquid in the jar itself, but you can tell is still a powder. And as you bring it over, it has a very pleasant floral aroma. Like it smells delicious.
Unlike feet.
Unlike the moss.
Mossy.
All right. So, all of that done. You guys continue to gather your things. You have a couple of provisions, and you start on your trek, heading springward. Mm-hmm. Instead of a direction, we'll just go heading springward. You travel for some time, and then time is, I say this all the time, but time is a weird soup, particularly in the Feywilds, as you pass from one season onto the next. It is not long until you reach the Spring Kingdom, particularly a small village by the name of Glimmer Hollow. I will say, let's see here. As you guys are entering into Spring Realms, period, is always a trip because your nose kind of gets a little stuffy from the amount of pollens in the air. There is an overwhelming amount of flowers in the fields. Just blankets of various wildflowers, little happy bees about the size of birds going from flower to flower, some bigger than that, some smaller. The smell of clean, fresh air. It's just so overpoweringly spring. The sun seems to warm you to the point where you just can't help but feel happy and almost giddy. There's just this like atmosphere here of just pure magic. Spring magic. You pass by a couple of farmers and gatherers going to get their spring harvest from the various orchards that you pass. It's very much like Wizard of Oz, where you just pass like all of this farmland and endless orchards, and you can see people that are gathering various fruits, and they see you walking along the path and hello, and they're just like very happy and wave as you guys are making your way. I love Eleodora. Just like, hello. Oh, hello. Hi. And as soon as like there is interaction, it like almost makes it worse because they're just like, hello. They get both heads.
I told you can't talk to them.
Regrets.
How are you? Where are you off to?
I'm just gonna.
Could be thieves. Don't give it.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to shout louder? And Fenrir's like, no, we're off to Glimmer Hollow. Oh, you're going in the right way. It's over there. And then just like, thank you. Wow, I didn't realize spring was so
Loud.
It's so you.
You fit right in.
me.
Yes.
I am but a model of winter dullness and very serious, very serious.
Of course.
Sure, buddy.
We know. Yes.
I am
So strong. So serious.
You wouldn't be the
Such
first.
a strong boy.
You wouldn't be
I'm gonna
the first.
pat him on the head, even though I'm probably only like 6 inches taller.
There.
He's like,
Leary's probably only like 5 feet.
oh, okay. Well, no, he's like he's pushing 4.
Oh, good. Good for him.
Yeah, he is 3. He is like 3 foot 11.9.
Perhaps your mother or father carried spring in them.
Are you questioning my?
That's
Are you questioning my heritage?
gosh.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's mean to say even for me.
I feel like we've only just been traveling together, and you're already questioning my parentage.
Thane, honey, breathe. I think what he's saying is that you're a master of disguise, and you really do fit into any environment. We're just saying that you're quite amazing.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fly off the handle with you like that. I'm sure it is all fine. Let's continue.
I'm gonna look back at Danissa, just like, fuck you, like, shut the fuck up. You know better.
But you're probably not wrong. All right. So as you reach the town of Glimmer Hollow, imagine the happiest little village you could possibly imagine. Something out of Eleodora's
Bob Ross?
nightmares. Yeah,
Satyrs
Bob Ross.
everywhere.
Interestingly enough, yes. You said it. So shall it be. Satyrs as far as the eye can see. Let's see here. Where do I have? There we are. Oh, that's a lot of people. Hold on. Let's bring that. Let's chop some of those people down.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh,
get your axe. Get your axe,
we don't
Eleodora.
need you
Take him out.
anymore.
We don't need that many people. X the NPCs. They're all dead now. Okay, so that's how it works, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
DMs, we are God. DM just creates and destroys people in the blink of an eye. If we're lucky. There's a lot of that going
You
on.
did that on
I did.
purpose.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
As you are traveling into this little village, you see flower garlands hanging across roofs, the edges of rooftops. You see flying little banners that go from between building to building, flapping colorfully in the springtime air. There seems to be maypoles like at every intersection for no apparent reason. It's just a very bright and festive place. Now, as you are, I don't know why these people keep laughing all the time. As we, they're so happy here. Okay,
Oh, stand-up comics.
I do like the flowers.
I mean, the flowers aren't terribly bad. In any case,
Pick one and put it inside your hair.
oh,
Eleodora.
Aw.
it's a nice flower. And instantly you smell like honeysuckle. It's just like super sweet smelling and fresh flowerness. They were not laughing at you, probably. Probably. Right? But as you continue along, Finrian goes up to a couple of individuals and like, now, I'm going to ask to find out where my friend is at. Good old Petaloop. Now, don't get into any trouble. I will only be gone for a moment. And he, like, wanders off really quick.
Let's go get into trouble.
I would love to find like a fence post or something and just start carving in like summer rules.
Yes.
Summer court
Hoodlums.
for the win.
For the FTW, yeah. Summer Court FTW.
Winter nights
Exactly.
were here.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check. 12. You find some. There is around this one particular little house that seems to have like a little storefront around the front of it. It's almost like a little farmer's market set up where they have like a little stall that they have with some fresh fruit and veg. There is a fence post that kind of keeps in a little yard from being trampled. It's bright, bright green grass. And no one seems to be paying much attention. Excuse me. Is that what you want to do? As I die?
Yes, definitely summer court FTW.
I want to watch. I want to go watch.
For sure. You can even, do you just watch or are you watching around for anything?
No, I just want to observe. It's
Okay.
cute. She's young. She's doing good rat shit. I want to watch.
Shit. Eleodora, Denissa, what are you doing?
I want no part of this, to be honest. Is there somewhere I can go get a beer?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Across the way from this little place, you get, oh my god, that last laugh.
Followed by something that smells good.
Basically, you do see there is like an open air cafe kind of set up across from this little market that you guys are at. And it does look like it's supposed to be a tavern, but you see that here there is a ton of people hanging out. The patrons are enjoying like hearty conversations, but there's just definitely a lot more vibrant atmosphere here as whatever they're drinking seems to have everybody in a great mood. You see a couple of elves that are just like laying back in the chairs, just staring up at the clouds passing by overhead. They're like, wow, ooh.
I'll have.
Eleodora, see if they make mochachinos.
Will do.
Perfect. All right, let me switch this around a little bit. All right. Do you do find this little tavern, or are you wanting anything in particular drink, or you're just looking for a drink to kind of chill for a minute?
Any beer. I'll just,
A
something
little.
nice while I wait and sort of slight distance myself in case she gets caught. Can keep an eye on her in case she
Right.
gets caught, but
But also keep her distance in case she gets caught. Bringing that up to mind, Larry, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see. Are you doing this like sneakily, or you're just kind of doing it? Leary.
We've lost her.
Sorry, I'm
No,
back.
you're-
I couldn't
you're
tell
fine.
if I lost you or you lost me.
No, you're good. I was just saying, are you trying to do this sneakily, or you're just doing it?
I'll try sneakily, but if I get caught, who cares?
Got it. Go ahead and make a
So
sleight,
sassy.
of hand check with disadvantage just to see if anybody notices.
You said disadvantage?
Yeah.
That is going to be a 7.
Perfect. You see there, as you are like more than halfway done. God damn it. It's like Santa Claus over there in the corner.
It's the off season, you know.
Yeah,
He can do what
it's-
he wants.
It's fine. As you're carving it, there's like a small elvish child that comes up to you. What are you doing?
Vandalism.
What's that?
Go ask your mom.
I'm gonna grab the little kid quickly and be like, she's doing an artwork on this house. The owner asked her to do it. She's quite a good artist. She's very revered where she comes from.
Summer. Are you from this summer court? Shall I ask?
straight.
Looking at both of you.
Damn straight.
straight out of summer court.
Wow, I've never met anybody from the summer court before.
I want to lean down to be like, do you want to play a very fun summer court game?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. What you do is you go and you lay face down in the dirt and you count to 1,000.
I can count up to this many.
Okay, do that many, many times. And then afterwards, you can come find us.
Okay. Wait, are we playing hide and seek? I know how to play hide and seek.
Sure, but you have to hide very far away.
How far?
Far enough that you can't see the village anymore.
Okay.
So you can't hear anyone.
Oh no!
And it's like
Okay.
the kid like turns around and runs through the crowd, just going, "I'm gonna run far away." It's like the last thing you hear. She just runs.
I'm going to turn back
Oh,
to
they're
Larry. and
never
just be
gonna
like,
let me and Nana together again.
Just going to turn to Larry and be like, he's going to die.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know if I want him to die.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be adopted by a wolf or something. Who cares? And I'm going to
That-
turn tail and head back towards
That
the
would
pub.
be moral building.
Yeah.
Make him a very
Yeah.
good hunter if he lived.
Yeah, exactly. We're giving him an opportunity to thrive. Now finish your artwork. You know, you need some underlining there.
Beautiful. All right. So as you just sent a child to its doom out in the middle of the Feywilds, Eliodora, Denissa, you are now chilling for a bit here at this outdoor cafe, sipping on your lovely spring sweet wine, or they also have some like delicious honey mead varieties.
They should also have dicorium tea, sweet tea, iced.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you have dicorium tea? Dicorium tea,
No.
something.
Wait. Maybe. Hold on, let me see. There's a bunch of tea bags we got in the back. I'll see if there's anything in there. And the little goblin like runs off.
Okay.
Comes back with a bowl It looks like a candy bowl, and it's just tea bags. There you go. I'll bring you some hot water. She goes to get like a kettle of hot water, and it's just kind of like a sort for yourself.
And something called a mochaccino.
Mochaccino.
Oh yeah, we got those all the time, sweetie. Just give me a second. Yeah, you hear the blender.
Cappuccinos
go-
are now fake canon.
you hear the blenders going off in the background. Yeah. Blender is just the name of the magician in the back who's mixing all the beverages. All right. You guys you aren't waiting for very long. It was maybe like 10, 15 minutes before you catch Finneran like meandering through the crowd, like not screaming, but screaming in an unvoiced way that he is looking for someone. He is that one person that's just like very obvious that he is looking for you without saying your names. What do you do?
Is Finrian looking for us?
Yeah, he's just looking around the
I was just
crowd.
like,
I'm going to roar.
I mean, we're not hard
There's
to
no
miss.
one
We have a
else is
lion and
probably
a
going
centaur.
big old
Right.
horse ass sticking out of the fucking pub.
Just gonna slap it.
No, you will regret that.
I'll just roar. I'm just gonna roar. But not like
Yeah,
crazy
not
roar,
like
just
not
a
like
little
loud, crazy. Yeah, I gotcha. Roar. Do the roar. Do the roar. All right, so you roar and he gets his attention. Meow. They thought that was funny. And they come over. He comes over to where you guys are at. Excuse me. And it's like puts his hands on the table. All right. So, oh look, you found the Fae child.
Fairy turned him into a dog.
That
Charming.
was that was fast.
He started panicking before because you know how we were talking about toe beans,
Yeah.
and I was yelling like beans, and then he came into the room just like, "What the fuck,
Oh.
You rang, mother.
mother?"
You
Mother.
called me. You called me.
You needed me.
This is
You needed my
Beans.
assistance.
Everyone, that's Beans.
This is
Beans
Beanie.
meet. Beans meet everyone.
Beanie Man.
I love
Hey,
it.
look, what's that? There's chicken up there. Nah,
This chicken.
he's not buying it.
He like launches himself at the camera. Perfect.
Little demon.
He is scared of horses, so can't win them.
He is scared of horses. He will either fuck or kill a horse. Those are his two modes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
TOS, we do not condone fucking or killing of horses.
Mm-mm.
He tried.
You can
Anyone.
try. You are only a foot tall.
And they'd be
All right.
scared of
Um,
material plain horses, but
So he comes. Finneran comes up to the table. Is like, all right. I have found out where Calico is.
Calico.
Calico
Yes.
is a dealer?
Calico Petaloop. He's my friend.
Oh.
It's the one that's going to get us to the material plane. Oh, my nose is
Travel agent.
killing me here in spring. It's just so filled with pollens and stuff all the time.
Oh, he's got hay fever.
Let's go. It's fine. We won't be here for long. And I'm itchy too. Just
Oh,
and you can see that there are like on the little bark twigs that grow out of his head. There's a couple of like what looks like new leaf buds that are starting to grow. It's like I don't know why.
pregnant?
Hold on. You've got something in your hair.
What is it? What is it? Ow! Ooh!
He's sprouting.
Was that completely necessary? Oh, give me shivers down my spine. Okay,
Maybe he liked it.
I have not spoken to Calico in some time, so I'm sure this will be fine.
Wait, are you actually friends? Or is this like, I thought we were friends, he hates me, we haven't talked in a decade?
Acquaintance.
You owe him
I
something.
can't say when was the last time that I spoke with him. It's been a little bit, but we left on very favorable terms. I don't know what was so funny about that, but it's fine. let's go. And he like, well, I guess I'll let you finish your beverages first. And he just puts his hand on his chin. Starts
I'm gonna
rapping.
start taking like very slow, deliberate steps.
Would you like some tea?
Kind of peeks his head over at the bowl. Good gods, that's a lot of tea.
Just this cup.
Hopefully there's not milk in it or Denise will poop her pants.
Cat shits.
You want some cream for your tea? I heard you wanted some milk.
Where is the nearest litter box?
Oh no!
in the flower beds.
Kids are like playing in a sandbox outside the neighborhood.
Giant.
Suddenly they come running around the corner. Mom!
Look what I found!
My Aaron won't let us get together every week.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Let Denissa shit in a box.
It'll
Make it a
happen.
hashtag
Time will
on
come.
Twitter.
The time will come.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. There's that laugh again. All right, no more laughter for you. All right, so as you guys are gathered together and led to the other side of town. Interestingly enough, for as bright and as cheery, thank you for that. As bright and cheery as the entirety of Glimmer Hollow is, this would be akin to the dark side of town. The side of town that you would probably not want to be on if you were from Spring. For the rest of you, it's a nice respite from the endless flower garlands, cheerful laughter, joyous satyrs, and brightly, yeah, basically.
Ah, quiet time.
It is a little, there are less, yeah, less pastel and just more like normal looking. For whatever reason, you even see that Finrian kind of has this like looking over his shoulder constantly. But you see at the end of this little cobblestone path, a thatch roofed house. Something you would imagine in a fairy tale book, something that would be akin to maybe a witch living in, but not in the deeps of the wood, not in the depths of a swamp, but here at the edges of this little village. There's still a bright sky above. There's the clouds and the sweet smell of spring air, but it's just a little more mellow here. Yes. Yes. You okay? Yes. It's just been a minute. Oh,
Kind of
Can I
creature is
sneak up
calico.
behind Finn and just like clap right behind his head?
You evil woman.
I love you.
I
yes.
never get to play chaotic characters. I am like living for this.
Same.
Yes. Go ahead. His attention is so focused on Denissa, I'm not gonna even make you roll for that because he's like, no, I'm fine. It's just been a if there was one of in the cartoons, for whatever reason, a cartoon character will like be levitating in the air as they're just like startled. It's just like brrr, like that. That's literally what he just like looks like he was struck by lightning, but just goes, ah! Do not scare me like that. You know, I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, you are a vile creature, you are. It's fine. I'll remember this.
Thank you.
If you want to play jokes, we will have fun. Write that down, Nana. And you're like,
Write it down.
sure.
I'm gonna give Leary like a smile and be like, writing it down.
But he smiles and he's just kind of walks with a little more pep in his step. But now occasionally we'll like check behind him to make sure that Leary isn't like following too close.
Oh, we've given Fidrian a twitch.
It's the first of many.
Probably. He knocks on the door nervously.
The creature is calico.
Then he like turns and just like, and the door opens. And you see before you a troll.
It's
Mind you, this is probably small for how trolls normally go. This troll's probably only standing at about like 6 feet tall, but like the head is hunched down with like the super green skin that has splotches of other shades of green on them. So you get where the calico name might have come from.
Mhm.
But as the door opens, yes, and looks at all of you. And Finneran just looks like mouth agape, just like, why do you look familiar? Who are you?
We are here to avenge the corpse. We hear that you have access to the material plane, or know of someone who has access to the material plane.
Didn't y'all know each other?
There's
I'm gonna ask, like,
there's a moment where as you are talking and his eyes go to each and every one of you, as soon as you say access to the material plane, his eyes go down to Finneran.
Our friend here says that you can help.
I'm sure he does. Well, come inside. And he like turns around. Finneran's just like, I forgot how big he was.
Has he grown since you last seen him a decade ago?
It's been 175 years. The voice says from the inside. It's been 175 years, and he just kind of like scoots inside the room. Like the rest of you, what are you guys doing? You just going to follow, stay out. What are you doing?
I want to like have a look at the house. It's like a pretty like crap house, isn't it?
Make a perception check for me.
I'm gonna look
Alright.
outside to see if there's anyone following us.
4.
I mean, it looks like a rather ordinary house. It doesn't look like it's falling apart. It's not, a hut by any terrible means, but it doesn't look as festive as the other houses around it. And definitely it's
Alright.
off enough to where it just sits alone.
All right, I'm gonna follow inside, but I don't want to touch anything. This place is weird. Like, kind of
Yeah.
keeping my hands into myself. Like, ugh.
Fair enough. What did you say you were looking for, Zanissa?
I want to check outside. Just a quick scope and then head inside, but to see if there's anyone following us or that
Okay.
looks sketchy outside of the house.
Make a perception check.
I got a 18 total.
18. Looking around, there hasn't really been anybody around since you kind of came to the side of town. There's been a couple of people that are like looking to like they're walking outside of the town. You hear some guards like shouting in the distance, "Look for the child! Look for the child!"
Heh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He belongs to the wolves now. We
It's
gave
just-
them a kid.
Congratulations, you're welcome. No, there doesn't seem to be. You didn't seem to have been followed by anybody.
I'll walk inside. Is there somewhere I can relieve myself in here?
You can, yeah, in the back over there.
Okay.
Looking around the room as you guys enter, this place looks like Hoarder Central. There are shelves of things, books, bottles, rocks, feathers, branches. It's like all sorts of the most random things just like scattered everywhere. It's like hoarder meets antique shop dealer meets like Etsy or eBay seller. It's just like random things, and some of the items are like doubled. Like the one house that we found. There's a seller on eBay.
Still gone wild.
Yeah. It's like that. Just tons of things everywhere. It smells a little bit like mushrooms in here.
Don't like that.
Gross.
Yeah. As you are entering inside Calico Pedal Loop, which sounds so nice for a troll. He like sits back into this large chair, just like a aged grandfather getting into his comfy seat. Just so, Finrian, you've been telling these people that can get you around. What you, the elven one, I recognize you. Your face looks awfully familiar.
I mean, have you been to the Summer Court? Have you heard tales? I mean, you have, of the Great Hunt.
Ah, that's right. Great Hunt. Weren't you and up for the top positions last I checked in the finale of that hunt?
Oh, yes, I was.
Ah, congratulations. I followed much of what you did. You're quite capable with a bow.
See, Elidora, I told you what gets around.
Well,
I mean, it's
Not a
service.
great thing to have people tell you about yourself, Leary.
Oh, hush.
I mean, people
Mm.
talk about me. At least I'm not old and stale.
Oh, honey, people talk about me regardless of age.
you...
This house already
He-
felt small. But
he like gets up in his chair a little bit and leans towards Nana a little bit and just like,
I'm gonna lean right in.
no, never mind. He just kind of keeps his thoughts to himself. So, why do you want to go to the material plane?
reasons, that's why.
Finneran,
The less you know.
Finneran's like, well, do I have a story for you?
I'm gonna
God.
slap a hand across his mouth.
He needs to know certain things. It's important. Do you let him go or do you keep your mouth?
We're on a mission from Lady Frostspring, and that's all you really need to know. Otherwise, we'll probably have to kill you. And him too.
Your little
You
friend.
see the eyes go wide on Calico. Oh, court business. That changes things. And he says, you see a little toothy smile curl at his lips. And on that, we are going to take a little break.
Yay!
Yeah!
Yay!
Let's see what happens next. Stay tuned. Huzzah! We are back. Okay. So, as the party now speaking with Calico Petaloop, a troll, interestingly enough, that lives in the middle of this village of Glimmer Hollow amongst the Spring Kingdom. Because it's Feywild, so why wouldn't a troll live there?
Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? Exactly. Okay. We have, as he leans forward saying that you are on business from Lady Frostspring. That is interesting indeed. Fenrir, you're moving up in the world. Ha! Imagine that. All right.
I'm just gonna hand Fenrir over to Nana and be like, he's yours.
Yes.
He's your responsibility.
Yes.
All right. So, as I'm assuming I'm going to be talking to the adults, he looks over at you four, basically. You know, like, he just ignores Fenrir. Where is this place that you must go first?
Just
Can
call.
I just be like, can I like put a hand on Fane's shoulder and be like, I believe Fane can talk to you about that.
If you want.
Like, do not fucking disregard my boy.
He looks over at Fenrir, and Fenrir just like, like,
Oh, great.
he's definitely intimidated. He's having some PTSD flashbacks right now. He cannot come to the phone. Also, I'm not talking to myself, so.
No, that's a requirement for every session.
Not always. As little as possible.
Alright, I'm gonna look over at Danissa and be like,
Fenrir speaks of a place called the Ulor Islands. Are you familiar?
Let me see here. Where? He starts looking around his chair.
How is that spelled, Finn?
Gets up reluctantly and goes over to like cabinets and chests and starts opening drawers and doors and like shuffling through items. It is spelled Ul Ur, I think.
Good lord.
oh
Yes.
god,
Ulor.
he's illiterate.
Yes, yes. He puts a hand over Nana's hand on his shoulder and looks up at you. Nana's like, I forgot how big he was.
I know, he is a lot. You're okay. You could beat him in a fight.
He looks back over at Calico and his eyes narrow. He's like, I know I could. Calico, rummaging through all manner of things, finally pulls out a bundle of papers that are like rolled up, but the way he grabs them, they kind of crunch in his clawed hands, brings them over and like puts them on a chest and then puts that chest on top of another chest to kind of make a makeshift table, as you realize that what tables he has in this place are already covered with books and things. Like there is no empty
no more room
space.
left.
Yes. Here you go. All right. Well, it happens that you are in luck. There's a place not far from here. There is a Fae portal that will allow you passage to one that mirrors it within the Ulor Islands. That being said, according to these papers, there are at least a dozen Fae portals in the Ulor Islands. Any idea which one, where on the island this
The
mission
map we were
takes
looking
you?
at It looks like it was on the eastern part of the island,
Maps.
in some kind of forest. Large forest.
Well, that narrows it down by 2.
Mm.
So, at least you have 10 portals to choose from.
I mean, Finrian's our expert. Go ahead, Finrian.
Yes, I'm definitely the expert.
I'm
According-
going to do enhanceability on him.
Okay.
You got this. Speak up, boy. And then you will have Eagle's Splendor. The target has advantage on charisma checks.
Oh, could come in handy. According to the intelligence that we received, excuse me, according to the intelligence we received, we are looking for someone known as the dealer. And he gets this like very conspiratorial face, just like the dealer. Don't know what he does besides dealing in things, but he seems to have a base of operations on the islands. And so we need a way to get there. Calico steeples really long clawed fingers. All right, so you start with this one then. And he points at one clawed finger that almost like leaves a little etching in the middle of the paper where this little island is. Yep. Take this hummus root. And a couple of these, and he hands a couple more twigs to you guys. If you travel about half a day to the south, you will find a portal there. Why am I getting blank faces? You know which direction that is, right? And he like looks over at the rest of you.
Springwood, correct? In the
Right. We're in the Feywild. South is a term that you will need in the material plane. Sorry. Sometimes he gets like south would be for us summerward.
Okay. So if south is summerward, then winter's northward,
Yes.
and then autumn west.
It doesn't
and
make.
spring would be east. Got it.
He looks over at Finrian. And then the rest of you. You do know that there is a war going on in the material plane.
I mean, doesn't everyone have a war at this point? It's like, oh, the Feywild's got a war. Oh, the Abyss has got a war.
Is there anyone that we need to be worried about?
Outside of the wall is correct.
Ask your expert. He like looks
Fane?
and glares over at Finn. Finn is like, So then
All
he
right.
goes, once you go to the material plane, make sure that you are very careful that you are not followed back into the Feywilds once you are finished your business. Particularly those humans. They're very tricky and conniving.
Greedy.
And if those people from the material plane ever found they could get free reign to come back and forth into the Feywilds, it'd be chaos and boredom. Spreading like diseases. If you think the clover rot is bad, whew.
Is human contagious? Is it something you can catch?
Well, did Eliodora catch you?
Oh no, Eliodora!
God.
Excuse me?
Whoa. She did not used to be a horse. She has always been a centaur. She did not catch human.
Can you catch human, Finn?
Finneran's like, as far as I know, it's not really contagious. You have to do things for it to be
A ritual.
contagious.
Some
I get a
kind of
little
spell.
bit like
Stare over
Nana's
at
just like,
Nana.
yeah, Nana's like, oh fuck.
Is that the sigil
Um,
spell?
I don't know anything about that, but I do know that it does involve some sort of mating dances.
Oh.
Fuck. God damn
Finneran,
it.
Finneran pats your arm.
Henrian,
You're fine. You're fine.
Henrian, do we need to have a talk? Do you not under? Never mind. Nana, get
All right, we have Finneran is like, all right, we have much to do and so very little time or something. Let's go. We have what we came here for. Thank you, Calico. I owe you. Calico points finger. No, we're even. I don't want to see your slimy green face ever again. Okay, goodbye. He just like goes out the door. As Finrian like leaves, Calico like stands a little taller, filling up more of the room, and looks over at you four and is like, I don't know what you did to be stuck with, but watch yourselves.
You watch yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
He'd
I'm
be
definitely coming
annoying,
back to hear the
but
story.
he's our friend. You watch yourself.
Is he? Is he Eleonora?
He raises clawed hands. I'm just saying, I've known him a while.
Thank you.
Court is in your debt.
The Winter Court's going to need all the help it can get. Hopefully, you do some good.
Hopefully.
I want to wait until everyone else leaves the fucking house because I gotta have a word with this guy. We're gonna have a chat.
Okay. Everyone starts filing out, and you're the last one
I'm just
left.
gonna close the door behind me.
Right. I'm gonna walk over to a nearby chair, give it a wipe down because like your house is gross and I don't want to sit on that. You know, the thing about high horses is that you can fall off. And I also understand about the material plane is that horses bite. I'm just saying that if anyone ever comes and asks if we were here, we were not. If anyone asks you anything about Finn, you will have nothing to say but positive things. Sweetheart, genius, love of your life. Oh. And if you ever say another nasty thing about him, I will come and cut your throat. Which I'm guessing is a lot nastier than a horse bite. Do I make myself clear?
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Ooh. Nice.
With advantage?
Yeah.
22. I'm gonna fucking beat his ass.
You see, for as big as the troll is compared to you, he takes like a step back, even though you are seated.
I know the look that you gave me. You know who I am. You know what I've done. And you are not an exception to that, sweetheart. Even with this body.
He leans a little forward. It's like, but do you know what Finrian has done?
Oh, honey. Skeletons in the closet and all that.
Then I shall speak nothing more of this. You were never
That-
here.
Good.
And
And I'm gonna... Oh, sorry?
Nope. And nothing but good things about Finrian. Trolls honor.
Smart boy. And I'm gonna head the fuck out of this shit shack.
Like as you leave, the last thing you see of him is him crossing his large arms and just shaking his head as the door closes.
I'll burn you house to the ground. Fuck you.
You do the water tribe.
Yeah.
Perfect. You travel summerward. and head out. And you do find, eventually, a pathway that leads you to what you surmise is a Fae portal. A archway of green that has like a walked path in the middle of these woods. And Finnerid kind of like looks around at it and it's like, well, this is definitely the portal, but I don't know if this is good. Where's the things that he that Calico brought us, or gave us, I should say. It's like, give them over here. Give them to me. Whoever has them. You did bring them, right?
Shit, did anyone take them?
I'll take a bag off of like Eliodora's back.
Okay.
I'm not saying I burnt a bridge, but I buckled it a little bit. I took some support beams out.
Back. Sorry about that. You see some of the bark that he'd given, and Finrian starts looking around at the edges of the portal, and he finds a spot where the bark fits in, and just like seems to stick. And the green like portal that kind of comes up and makes this arch, all the like the ivy that seems to just grow out of nothing or out of the ground, and just like you can't even see what it might be wrapped around. It's just like all this ivy that makes this like arch. It grows even more green and thick. And then the inside of that portal changes. Kind of. It's still forest, but it's somehow different. It is paler. The colors seem more subdued. You can see on the outside, as it is now like midday, as it always seems to be midday here in the spring, there's like this just like magical glow to the Feywilds. The inside of this portal doesn't seem to exist. You can see Finrian's just like his mouth looks like tightened. He's just like, ugh. Ooh. I haven't been back this way to the material plane in quite a long time. Okay. Pull it together. Are we ready?
Henry's just gonna walk through.
All right. You walk through. Finrian follows. Who else?
I want to like touch up my hair, like push up the girls and walk through.
Perfect.
I will hoof through as well.
Nice.
Over
Leaving-
behind us. And be the last one out.
The caboose, if you will.
Caboose. Walking through the portal is no different than taking those steps under the archway until you come out the other side. Reaching the other side, you look around you at the forest, and it looks like any other forest you have seen, only it feels disconnected from you all somehow. Like there's just something intangible that has always been present in there and is now gone. But you see through that portal that you just walked through, and the forest beyond that you came from looks as inviting and welcoming and cheerful as you remember. But everything beyond that portal that surrounds you is mundane and ordinary. And you have reached the material plane.
Smells different.
Like mushrooms and vegetable.
Even the birds sound bored.
Everything just looks without magic. There is a very distinct lack of it in the air and in the forest around you. Things you see as you examine your surroundings, the birds, the small creatures of the forest, the little creepy crawlies that skitter around the floor itself. None of them react to your presence. If anything, they seem to like shudder away. It doesn't have that Disney-esque quality of like bluebirds being happy and cheerful. It's just like it's as if they lack personalities. There's no connection to any of the creatures here.
Minute. I'm going to aim at a bird and cast Guiding Bolt. Magic still work?
You make an attack roll.
Okay.
Oh my god.
11.
Blow that bird up.
Well.
Fuck you, we're from the Feywilds.
Gonna be like that scene in Shrek.
The bird takes off. You missed it by like this much. I was gonna put it at I put it at a 12. You got 11, so it was just right there. Because it's a small bird and it like takes off flying. There's like a couple of like charred partial feathers that start falling to the ground, and there's like a little burnt mark on the branch that it sat on. But magic still works. Your magic still works. But it's just there is like a lack of it in the air around you that you are used to. Finrian pulls his pack and his clothing a little tighter around him. Oh, it feels... I feel cold and naked and afraid. Oh, this is going to take some getting used to. We must quickly find this dealer and press on.
All right.
He swallows normal. Like,
Pull
So-
yourself together, little man.
do you think, just for sake of appearances, that maybe I should, change this?
Maybe. That might be for the best, sweetheart.
Okay,
Not me!
fine.
Oh God, not this again.
And he pops like a blood vessel in his forehead a little, just like it pops, and his hair like grows and expands outward. He
No.
grows only by like 5 inches, a little bit taller, becomes more muscular looking. His
Still
hair,
green though?
no, his face changes to a more pale human color. There's like tinges of green like under his eyes, or almost like he has like eyeshadow on of some sort. And his hair splits into black hair and white hair in a ponytail that runs down his back.
Copycat.
Basically, he looks like a bipedal Eleodora.
My small child.
Yes, your small unhorsed child. He like does like this and makes like his own cracking pop noises. Like,
Aww.
all right, ready to roll. Wait, do you talk again? Say something real quick. He points up to Eleodora. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'll just work on this on my own voice. So who's going to know anyway? It's not like they've seen me before. This starts walking very confidently down the path.
I want to put my hand on like Eleonora's shoulder and be like, "Congratulations, it's a boy."
Yay.
So, you guys journey, and interestingly enough, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I'm going to, just to make it easier for us to get out of this forest and down to some kind of civilized road, I'll cast this yellow smoke in my hand that begins to form into a bipedal creature, and then it shines brightly. The nearest creature that is some kind of steed will then appear in a spiritual form and then become physical. That's Fine Steed.
Fine
And it will
steed.
turn
What is
into-
what is your steed? I mean, is it fine steed a creature that you know?
Yes.
All right.
Fine Steed will be a creature that I choose that like turns into a horse or whatnot. So I'm going to use Fine Steed, and it will turn into a snail fawn.
Have you seen one of those before?
They are in the Allure Islands.
Right, but have you seen one of these before?
They
Has
should come
Denissa
from, they
seen
should
this
come
before?
From the Feywild,
Has Denissa seen this before? Is my question.
probably.
Roll a history check.
Wait, what animal is it?
We'll show you. Maybe.
Roll high. I want to see it.
I mean, they were going to be introduced at one point or another, but I just wasn't going to do it yet. You got a what?
An 8.
An 8?
If not,
What would be your second? What would be the thing that Denissa would, for sure, like, ride on another another lion, just like a tiger on top of another tiger on top of a lion?
it'd probably be like some kind of horse, but like a Fey horse.
Ooh.
You mean like a centaur?
Yep. Do
Could
it.
you make
No.
could you make a centaur? Because that would be amazing.
That'd be terrible. No, I can't make a centaur. It has to be either. It has to be a horse, a war horse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff. Any
Ooh,
other
you could do
animals that my GM would consider steeds also work.
What about a selkie? That's like
This
a
could
wet
be-
horse.
Silky.
Hold on.
That-
If we're on
They
the
could ju-
ocean,
Yeah.
It could
Well,
be,
you're in the middle of the forest, so we'll say that this horse kind of has elements of the Fae, in that it looks like you've seen the like this. I would say sea dragons, but the sea horses that look like they have like plant matter,
Yeah,
but it's their fins. So it's like a horse like that, but it's got a very fanciful amount of like greenery on it to try and blend it in with your surroundings as much as it can. It's got like these really long, curved, pointed ears, and is freaking beautiful.
that'll work.
Super, super elegant, super class, super classy. Yeah.
What am I gonna do about this
Oh,
in the material plane?
like I said, there's centaurs here. I'm sure of it. You'll be fine.
Small
Let's
For now.
six.
Well, let's. I mean, I'm not familiar with the entirety of the material plane. It's nearly impossible to try to keep track and catalog all those things. Besides, I've never been to the Allure Islands. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it now, but you know, this is as new for me as it is for you. I just happen to know a little more about how things work here. That's all.
Thanks for the expertise.
Of course. Let's go. I have plenty to share with you as we travel. Okay? Yes?
Let's go.
Perfect. Okay. So, he like grabs onto Eleonora's like one of her cargo bags and just like plops himself on top, but like faces the rest of the group. he's just assuming. Okay.
Consent is key. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Is this
How do
all
you
right?
ask that?
Help yourself.
It was only for a moment. I promise I'm not going to ride you the entire time.
Leary
Let's
and
see.
Nana, if you need to, you can help them back.
No, I don't touch horses. I think they bite.
They don't
mean-
bite. I
Well,
don't
this-
think. Okay, so
not material.
first rule once we get into town, remember, children are the masters. You have to be good to human children. They tend to cry a lot, they poop themselves a lot, and you know, if they start screaming, you're going to bring all of the human adults in around you. So make sure that you're especially kind to the children.
Sounds awful.
Also, there are creatures called doggos, and they are vicious, but some of them are nice. What else?
They look like
There are things called
it's a crude
kitties,
word.
doggos. It's common. Humans use it all the time. It sounds almost like it makes sense. It's almost Sylvan, but not. It's like dumbed down or something. There's not a lot going on inside of a human's brain. Doggos usually are friends. Sometimes they use them as watch guards or something like that. There are kitties that apparently live 9 different lives and live forever and are cherished. So,
We'll
don't.
find you a home yet, Danissa.
So there are those. What else? I guess there are more things that we'll figure it out as we go along. But those are important. Children here are important.
Small humans, so
Small
you might be able
humans.
to
Also,
blend in
remember-
with your size.
Yes. Ooh, I had not thought of that before. Definitely going to be
Definitely a
keeping
good
that in mind.
Yes.
Do I need to disguise myself?
I don't think so. There are elves everywhere. You're like a.
I mean, I'm not like a regular elf, though. I'm like an amazing elf.
I'm better.
I mean, so you're a little bit more shiny than the most of them. I don't think that will be a problem.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Should you not change into a child yourself so that you could be revered?
Oh, he already is a child.
He is so small. He looks like my son. Look at him.
Just call me Junior. I think that's a very popular child's name.
Julia or Junior?
Ooh,
Julia.
Julia sounds nice. It's a nice little mix there of Junior, Julia.
Julia.
Just in case, I'm not sure which one carries more weight, but Julia, yes. Once we get into a village, we will need to find a spokesperson. Leary, how good are you at talking to people?
Average.
Nana, you are now the cheater.
Wait. Now, are we talking like being nice or like veiled threats? I'm really good at veiled threats.
If it comes down to threatening, I will keep that in mind. Nana has a way of schmoozing, though.
Yes.
You know
I'm
what
quite
they
good
say?
at
It's
schmoozing.
it's always better to use honeysuckle than vinegar flour.
Is schmoozing code for like getting your tits out?
Yes, honey, it is.
I mean, as long as you know it works for you.
As long as I get the watch.
I like vinegar flour.
You want some what? What'd you say to this?
I happen to like vinegar flour.
Oh, well, if we meet any more of your type, then we can use all the vinegar flour that Leary possesses. And from what I have seen, she's got plenty. So, I think we're set. Onward! Oh, sorry. Let me get off first.
Just do like that heel kick like that. Go.
Yeah, he turns
Yeehaw.
around and it like holds onto your shoulder and like points forward. Onward! Oh, sorry.
I
And then-
will skid you off.
Okay. Walking for a time is weird. As now the sun seems to shift in the sky. And it's just this weird, like, shadows moving. It gets a little cooler. And you hear from the distance noises of civilization, you assume. You can hear people speaking before you exit the edges of a forest and enter a small clearing. I'd like you all to make a perception check for me.
Yes, sir.
Lucky 13.
Ooh.
A 9.
9. All right.
A whole 7.
18.
Perfect. You see, there is now more of an open space. You can see beyond the trees, as it were. And in this space, let me switch this. And this. You can see this small clearing is not that big. It's big enough for the 4 or 5 houses that sit in the middle of this clearing. Far beyond in the horizon, you can see the forest begins again and then caps out at what appears to be this large tree in the distance. But you are in this small forest clearing, and there's a couple of houses that are there. It seems like it's not even quite a small village. It's almost like a small little community, a little neighborhood, if you will. But you can see that there are some people that are moving about. What are you guys doing?
They look so boring. Nana, are you sure you want to marry one of them?
I don't know. Depends. My 17th husband was dreadfully boring, but, he was tall. It evens out. But I think
I don't even think any of them can do magic, though.
That
you just have to do things ordinary.
it doesn't matter. If I teach you anything, and I really hope I do, it's that men are dumb. Men are dumb, sweetheart. Magic has nothing to do with it. So sometimes you just have to say the right things.
How often do people have magic here in the material world? No, it's a thing.
Surprisingly enough, I don't think a lot of them do. Yeah, that's part of the reason why they have this weird fascination with coming to the Feywilds. It's just, so magical and amazing. And
then they take it from us.
sometimes, most of the time, they forget what or why they came to begin with. Feeble minds.
I reckon we should try and find a city.
This is the first place we look. We might as well see what passes for cities around here. I mean, this doesn't look like it should be a nice, easy introduction into the material plane.
Fenrir, what do you know about that large tree in the distance?
Nothing. I've never been here before. But it looks massive. Maybe these people who know they live here, we should probably ask them.
Can we see anyone?
There's a couple of people that are moving about.
All right.
You're probably about 100 or 150 feet away from the closest house.
All right. Are there any men?
Yes, you see one that looks like he's tending to a little fire pit that's outside of his house. Essentially, he's barbecuing right now.
I like barbecue. Let's go chat.
All right.
I'm gonna give Leary the eyes and be like, "Come on, let's go. Let's go talk. Let's go make friends."
Should we all go, Nana, or do you want to try and figure things out first?
No, you are a child, and I understand that those can be quite threatening. So maybe you stay here. You wait.
Right.
Eleodora, get your bow out. Be ready to charge. Just in case.
Fair.
Janissa, don't leave my side. And he puts a hand on your shoulder.
Could you reach her shoulder?
I forgot he got off
her knee.
I forgot he got off the horse. I was imagining him still on Eleodora, just being like,
Horse?
sorry.
Racism.
As soon as the words left my mouth, I was like, fuck, hopefully she doesn't catch that. Nope. I was imagining him still being on Eleodora. I forgot that he had gotten off. So yes, Danissa, he reaches up and grabs your hand instead. Like, protect me, Squire!
If they try anything.
Of course. So, Nana, Larry, you guys approach the man who's barbecuing outside his house?
Yep.
When we're within 30 feet, I would like to try to cast Charm Person.
Hey, my
Ooh.
girl.
All right. Let's see here. Let's do something else. You know what? We'll go back over here. Yeah. All right. So let me grab Mr.'s stats because I'm sure they are freaking crap. As you're approaching, and you get within the right distance. There it is. Oh yeah, no, there's no fucking way. You see this older man, probably in his we'll say he's like late 50s or so. He's got there on this little fire pit some sort of like roasted animal that he's currently like using on like the little, what's it called?
Roast.
Spit.
Yes, thank you. I was thinking of rotisserie and close enough, but you get the drift. And he kind of looks up, and as he looks up, Leary, you make that brief eye contact, and you just kind of like, whoa. And you know that the spell's taking hold. Hello, hi. How are you? He just looks like he stops spinning it and just kind of like takes a step towards you.
Hello there. My friend and I, we are on a pilgrimage, and we were just passing through. First, we just had a few questions, if you wouldn't mind sharing some information.
Of course not.
I'm big into nature. What can you tell me about that extremely large tree in the distance?
The tree? Oh, that tree? Well, you came to the right place. That tree is a gift. It blesses this whole island. And it's pretty magical as far as I know. I've only come here to work with the enchantress. I'm more of a sailor and now kind of a cook. Are you hungry? Would you like some food?
Don't eat that, you'll catch human.
I would love to try foreign cuisine.
Grilled muskrat is not exactly the most amazing of delicacies, but I assure you it is very delicious. When you just add the right amount of spices.
I'm gonna try just the tiniest.
Here.
bits.
Oh, no, don't burn your precious little hands. And he grabs like a little carving knife and like slices off a little bit. You can see it, the amount of steam coming off of it, and he just holds it in his hand, and you imagine the amount of pain. He doesn't care. He's just presenting this to you.
The enchantress. I've heard of a lot of people, but I haven't heard of her.
Yes, she's a sweet little halfling of a woman. Elan is her name. We all here in Petal Rain work for her.
All right. Elidor, have you eaten the food? Oh, not Elidor, sorry. Leary, have you eaten the food?
After he mentions the enchantress, I probably will pretend to take a bite.
Yummy!
Because I'm immune to a couple of things, but not to poison. So,
No
just
faith
be on
in
the
this
safe
man.
side.
He's sharing.
Well, when you start throwing around names like the enchantress,
Yes. Elan, she brought me on once she discovered how good of a cook I was. So I'm just preparing some things for dinner. He just smiles.
Do we know the races of these generals that have come over to the material plane?
Mm-mm. You just know of their names, or at least the
So
name
we don't
of this
even
one.
know, like, male, female.
Mm-mm.
And how long has the enchantress been on this island?
Oh, her whole life. She is a great enchanter of potions and magical items, concoctions, salves, edible medicines. She makes many blessed things, and we trade them throughout all of the Ulur Islands. She
You would
has.
Edible
say
medicines.
she's like
Do you
a
mean, like,
dealer.
chocolates or like mushrooms?
If you want it. Do you say that about the dealer?
Yeah, I was about to say, would you say that she deals in things?
She's more of a supplier and provider. There are others who
Could I
do the
make
sailing
an
for her.
insight check on him? I want to see, like, if on top of the charm person I've got going on, if he's under some kind of like enchantment, or would that be like Arcana?
Yeah, I kind of do the Arcana check.
10.
10. The taking over of a mind with charming is usually doesn't work very well if there's already something present, because you kind of need the base mind to latch onto, and that would normally conflict if there was something else involved. So you gather.
So he's just a simp.
You gather he's pretty simple-minded, yeah.
She
Well, now,
sounds
do
like.
you have any questions?
Yes, this enchantress sounds like quite a woman. We'd love to meet her. Is that something that could be arranged?
Of course. We are preparing this for dinner. It's nearly ready. You are more than welcome to join us. We always are welcoming of guests. In fact, we're expecting this meal to provide sustenance for some suppliers that are bringing us some goods.
Oh, that sounds excellent. Amazing timing. And could our friends over there come with us as well? I'm sure that Leary will stay with you, of course, but we would like to come too.
Are they
Things seem to be going well.
Are they friends of you, my beautiful friend? I don't
do that on the outside. It's just the inside.
I don't even know your name. Wait, no. Wasn't it? What didn't she say it? What
Oh,
was
her
it?
name is Leeches.
Leeches. Oh, such a beautiful name for such a precious gift of the forests.
What? A name. You couldn't have gone with Laura.
No, she's Leeches.
Leech. I will
Nana's
tell.
got to keep me humble.
I will tell that we are to be expecting more for this feast tonight. Everyone will be pleased. Please bring your friends. There's plenty of food for everyone. How long does this charm person last?
An hour.
Perfect.
Oh, you're fucked. You've got this guy for ages. Enjoy.
He's gonna propose by the end and be like, Nana, how do you do this?
That's when you kill them.
You are brought into the fold. This is not necessarily what I would call a commune, but this is definitely a small organization that exists here in the middle of this clearing. You meet various others. Zinlin, you find, is the name of the individual whom you have charmed.
Zinlin and Leeches, lovers forever.
Amazing. But yeah, poor simple human man didn't know what he was getting himself into. There are two others that are. One of them is kind of like this big, beefy, brawny dude, and he's kind of like the muscle. He helps with the heavy lifting.
Anna,
Why?
And I found a human for you.
Well, you got two now.
I don't know. You're doing so well.
No, I'm talking about the big dude that just came.
I know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying you could handle two. That charm person's no joke.
Amazing. There it is. Let's see. Doop. Why are you not working? That's fine. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row over here. Oh, there it goes. Huzzah! This guy is named we'll just call him Mike. It's spelled M-E-I-K, but I'm just gonna go with Mike.
Mike.
Mike. Magic Mike.
Wait.
Yay! It's Magic Mike.
Magic Mike!
It's Magic Mike now.
M-I-E-K-E?
No, M-E-I-K.
Okay.
Mike.
Make. Good day, Mike.
Australian Mike.
That's what everyone's name is, Mike down there, right? Instead, that's what they say instead of mate. It's not just Mike.
Good day,
Canon.
Mike.
Canon. And you meet Elan, a small halfling woman. She's got this very nice reddish hair that kind of sits in like little curls around her face, and she seems very nice and very agreeable. And she immediately looks to Eliodora. She's like, "Oh my goodness! Look at you! A full-on centaur! I haven't seen one of those in ages."
Aw.
Can I insight check her? Do
Sure.
we get any like hidden Fae vibes?
Hidden Fae vibes. Make a hidden Fae vibe check for me. Hidden Fae. I can't even say that whole sentence. Woof.
Hidden Fae vibe check.
Yes.
Rolling so bad. 10.
10. No, she seems rather ordinary. You can tell that there is some magic to her, and like everything that she has about her does seem to scream, someone who works with magic, but she doesn't have that little something that gives you the essence of that she would be Fae. But she looks to all of you, and she kind of looks over at Denissa and so explain to me where are you all coming from?
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Up north.
Oh.
The north.
The north. Oh, I see. Just traveling through the woods.
Well, we were a collection of people looking for direction. You know how that is.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I'm glad that you were able to find your way here. If you're just passing through, you're more than welcome to stay for as long as you like. We don't get many visitors out here, aside from, the suppliers and such. Which, incidentally, I'm surprised. We were expecting one of our suppliers this evening, but they seem to be running behind today.
Is Alan the person who everyone works for?
Yes,
Okay. I just want
the
to say,
Enchantress.
I think you misunderstand me when I say we're looking for direction. We're all coming from different places, and we found ourselves at a loss of purpose. And we
Oh,
understand you
no.
have quite a community here. People seem to really respect you. And I guess we're wondering, what are you? What is this about?
Oh, well, perhaps if depending on where you're from, my goods aren't exactly world renowned just yet, but hopefully that changes soon. I've been making all sorts of potions and various sorts of things you can imbibe. Here, look, I show you. This here is Elan's special health potions. They provide you a little more kick than your average ones. But we're working on branching out as much as we can. Make a perception check for me.
Fuck. My perception's so bad. Oh, okay, 15.
15. You look at this
Yeah.
little potion bottle, and your mind blanks for a minute as you realize you have seen the label before.
Bitch, who this?
Incidentally, this label you have seen before on something you ingest, but it
Oh my god!
but it was not it definitely was not healthy for the person who ingested it.
You make wine.
Well, no. This was on a poison bottle.
Oh shit. Alcoholics first brain's like, this must be wine.
No,
is alcohol.
you
Enough
have
of
seen
it, Will.
you have seen this on a potion bottle. I mean a poison bottle.
Ah.
One that you
I
had
see.
purchased before.
I think that I've come across your wares before.
Oh, have you?
Hmm.
I make all
definitely-
sorts of things. Where
I
did you say you were
see.
from?
Oh, honestly, it would take a while to get into, but
Oh, it doesn't matter. I was just curious to see how far my goods have traveled. But I'm glad that the one has fallen into your hands. So someone who looks quite experienced and knowledgeable.
is this bitch Aquafina? Is that what this is? Is she making poison?
She apparently makes all sorts of things.
I'm quite a fan of your work. You've made my life a lot easier in ways that we probably shouldn't get into. But yes, we're very excited to meet your guest.
Oh. I think I understand now.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I do what I can to help society, however possible. She kind of looks a little more nervous now. But like I said, we're branching out and trying to see what works best. Lately, this line of healing medicinals and such has been going quite well with all things considered on the mainland. We've been selling them like hotcakes. Anyway, I'm going to see about finishing up with dinner. But I'm so thrilled above and beyond that we are able to host such distinguished guests such as all of yourselves.
I did have one question though. How long has it been since you've seen a centaur here? Since she was so knowledgeable.
Well, to be completely honest, I haven't seen any centaurs here on the island, but I did visit the mainland once, and she looks a little hesitant at first. The centaurs here, usually you don't find them in cities, and they are not always the best behaved.
Oh.
But you will come as a welcome surprise and change to that, and I love your flowers. I think it's
Thanks.
a great touch.
What of my kind?
I mean, there are various tabaxi that I know that sail aboard the ships of the seas. Some I hear mostly come from the realms to the far eastern continents, but we see them on occasion. I can't say that I've seen any that look quite as fearsome as you, of course. You a creature beyond comparison in your beauty and your strength, I would imagine. Look at those arms.
She's quite a looker.
Mm-hmm.
And you, my dear, she looks over at Lyri, you have this unearthly glow to you that is just breathtaking. I have not... We occasionally are blessed with the visits of the Eladrin folk, but very, very rarely. And it is
Yeah,
an honor to have
I'm
met
sure
you.
her husband Zoloft thinks the same.
So
I can't remember his name.
Zoloft, Finland.
And you, she looks over at Nana, you are a beauty. And I'm sure there's more to you than meets the eye. She
It's
kind of
not.
gives you a little bit of a wink.
She may think that Nana is from Errol, not far away, Furbolg village.
Mm.
Yep. That's it. That's where I'm from.
She's like, well, I'm going to go see about dinner. I will be back in a moment. Please make yourselves comfortable. I will see that anything that you require is brought. You have such a peculiar boy. He's very, very well behaved and quiet. Finneran's just like, hasn't said anything. All right, well, I'm going to go. And then she heads out.
I'm gonna pull Nana to the side. Honestly, it is so exhausting when they like you. How do you enjoy this? I mean,
You hear a knock
It's-
on the door.
it's-
Hello, my precious. Are you
one
in there?
minute.
Leeches is in here. She's just freshening
No.
up.
It's only fun when you two are about to kill each other. Those are fun relationships. This like simpering, like, oh, let me serve you. No, like that's what servants are for.
I know, dear, I understand. And it is exhausting, and they're awful, and they have little grubby hands, and it's terrible. But you like wine, right? You like expensive swords, and you like the nicer things, and you don't want to do the mundane tasks.
I mean, I don't really like any of that. I like to go kill things in the woods.
That's all right. Well, this is a stepping stone to that, isn't it? Just hang around with him for a couple of minutes, look into his little disgusting beady eyes.
I mean, I've got a
And then
potion
when
of
we're
forget me
done-
now. What if I just like sprinkled it over his food?
Or you could save that and you could hold off for a couple minutes, play house, and then afterwards we can dump his body in a lake. Doesn't that sound good?
Wow.
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Okay, you
Darling.
think.
Darling.
Leeches is in here. I'm just gonna walk off.
I'm going to like climb out of a back window.
You're basically staying in like a little log cabin. It's just like a little guest room. Okay. So, you guys are brought to the main house. What it would
If I
be.
can't get out, I do have something I can use.
I mean, you probably only have like 10 minutes of your 1 hour left.
A gun.
I've got a masquerade tattoo. So I've got a tattoo like right here on her neck that's golden,
Mhm.
and it's gonna like shimmer for a second. And then Leary is going to change into what she imagines like an everyday human to look like. So her hair is just gonna be limp and like kind of greasy, and her face is gonna have like, you know, some like acne scars and a little bit of like a hunchback. Just like what she imagines, like this is what a human looks like.
Yeah. Perfect. You come around the corner and Zillan is like waiting at the door, and he's got like this bunch of flowers in his hand, and he just looks like he has put on his best clothing that's mildly less stained than the other stuff was that he had been wearing. And he looks over at you and then back at the door. And then back at the door. Whenever you're ready, I have a present for you, leeches. Leeches, hello.
I'm gonna go try to find Eleodora.
Okay. I mean, she
gonna
was in the
walk
house.
out. I'm gonna
Everyone's
walk out
saying-
and
Oh, we
talk
were
to
all in the
Soul.
house?
Yeah, you were all in the same little house.
Oh, okay.
So you can go in the door. Just like, oh, okay.
I'm going to enter
Hello?
the door.
Leeches? What?
Leeches went back to the pit that you were at to try to find you.
Oh, why didn't she come out the door? I was waiting right here.
I'm sorry.
We
We were
It's fine.
selling peaches. We were going to go get peaches.
It's fine. I'll go now. And he just like runs off.
Run! Go get your wife, Zoloft!
Perfect. All right, so you're gathered together for a minute. Anything you guys wanted to do or discuss or whatever?
Well, we know that Elan.
Finrian's like, I don't know how much longer I can pretend to be a child. I'm so scared of saying anything and then they're going horribly, horribly wrong.
You sound kind of like a child, so.
If something does go wrong, just scream. It'll probably end up in our favor.
That is true. They are scared of the children's screams.
As you said.
I don't know. It's still so very daunting. I've never had so many humans in so close
That's
proximity.
the spirit. Good acting. Good job.
Faye and Honey. Finn, look, you've seen some humans now. They're very, very, very stupid. Very stupid, Honey. It's fine.
I suppose you're right. It's fine. So, what do you think? This Elan person, you think she's the dealer? There was something
Well-
about that bottle that looked kind of familiar, right, Nana?
Do I have any of her poisons? Like, actually, I'm trying to think. Did I have poisons on my person?
I think you
I don't
did.
think I
Probably.
I think I did. I was about to say I can check and see if I have a label on my poisons. I can match them up. I'm just gonna turn to Finn and be like, I don't know how, but her goods are reaching the Feywild. These are I've used these before. I know these. Not for anything you need to know about, but this is a poison maker. So maybe she knows a little bit more than she's putting on.
Wait, are you saying that lovely little lady makes things like poisons?
I know, isn't it wonderful? You were
I mean,
wrong
Finn,
about
if you
this
had-
place being boring.
If you had studied nature at all, the most beautiful things are the most deadly.
It's true, look at me.
Well, okay, so we are suspecting that Elan might be the
don't
dealer.
I don't think she's Fae.
I didn't sense any Fae to her, but you
She
never
did have some
know.
knowledge.
She
She
could be a
did.
stepping stone.
It's true.
Little men.
She's seen my kind. Although
Also
they are
true.
fairly aggressive here. So
Mm.
Yeah, what does that mean? Does that mean if we
What?
see a centaur, we're gonna get bit?
Maybe enough centaurs from Fae came here and they just hate humans so much so they're bitter.
I don't
Can
blame
you-
them.
Can you blame
Can't
them? I
blame
mean,
them.
look at them. They smell weird. They dress terribly.
Look, they're
Look.
gross.
So needy.
Poor Leary.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong
I
with
think
this?
that,
After those-
however, was your fault,
after,
wasn't
like,
it?
10
You got-
minutes, I'm gonna drop. When I feel like the
He's far
charm
enough
person
away.
wear off, I'm gonna drop the disguise self, yeah.
You just hear in the distance of the village. What the fuck? This is gonna make dinner very awkward. But you do hear, as you are you're getting stuff ready for dinner, you hear like what the sound of a trumpet go off, or some horn of some sort that kind of echoes in the clearing a little bit. And you hear some of the people outside shouting that the shipment's arrived! The shipment's arrived! Get ready to unload!
Ooh. Good.
Ben,
Exciting.
you should go see what the shipment is. Report back to us before this motley crew walks
Me?
outside in case they're from the Feywild. We wouldn't want to be like, oh, we've lost our chance at surprise.
I suppose you
Hey.
have a point.
It sounds like that Denissa's kind aren't uncommon. Take Denissa with you, just in case. And we'll wait here.
All right. Sounds like a plan. He sticks his hand up expectantly at Denissa.
Long.
Takes it and then leads you outside. As you go outside, Denissa, dusk is starting to fall a little bit, and coming from a path that leads off into the woods, you see the snail fawn that I had told you about a minute ago. You see two large creatures that appear to be somewhat snail-like, but have long, slender, almost horse-like legs beneath them. And as they lumber forward, they are dragging or pulling, I should say, a large cart of things. There are various little lanterns of this that has like this greenish blue hue to them that are hanging at different points on this wagon. And you can see two large hulking individuals seated on the chair that pulls this wagon forward. And you can see the couple other individuals that live here in this village of Petal Rain, including Alon herself, are there expectantly waiting as this small little caravan comes forward. As it gets closer and closer, more details are made out, and you can see two large dragonborn, like large dragonborn, dressed in half plate armor that are seated on either side of a small gnome individual.
Mhm.
And as the train reaches in, or the train, actually, as this like wagon gets into the middle of the town, you feel Finrian's grip tighten on you just a little bit, and his eyes are just bugged out, like looking at these giant creatures. Like, oh, they're a lot taller than I was expecting.
Cannot handle giant.
Pick me up, Mom.
Uppies.
Yeah. He like does
Come, Finn.
the universal like like you like lift him up higher, and you see Alon walk.
Actually,
You put him over your shoulder. Perfect.
That's adorable.
Alon comes up and is like, welcome, Newt. We were afraid you weren't going to make it. And the little gnome individual clambers on top of one of the dragonborn and like stands there proudly. This kind of looks like the troll dolls, you know, where it has like the hair that just goes up. This white plume of hair that just shoots upwards, almost nearly half the height that he is. He wears like these tight little leathers and has like this what almost looks like those gangster pimp medallions of gold that just hangs around his neck, and he just like clutches it with one hand and puts his like hand on his hip in that almost like little half pose. Of course, Ilan, I would never keep you waiting for much longer than necessary. We ran into some trouble in the woods, but the two boys took care of that. And now, we are here, safe and sound. Isn't that right? And he looks over at himself. Little Garlic, and you see climbing up over on his shoulder, is the fattest, biggest, bluest caterpillar you have ever seen in your entire life. It's like looks like something from like the let's see, the Wizard of Oz, but Alice in Wonderland, like the caterpillar that sits on the mushroom. It's like that, but it's probably about, I don't know, like standing tall, like 2.5, 3 inches tall. It's a pretty decently sized thing that sits on his shoulder. Isn't that right, Little Garlic? And he just like gives the caterpillar some scritches on top. Like, well, I'm hungry. Shall we eat? And Alon is like, of course, we've prepared some of your favorite muskrat stew along with some other goodies, and we have guests with us as well. And Newt looks happy, bounds off like as you would only imagine a creature of his size could, just like almost no weight, just like dunk, 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 bounce down to the ground. Excellent. Never keep the dealer waiting. And with that, we will end for tonight.
Someone's gonna need to kick him. Someone's gonna need to kick him. Someone's gonna need to kick him.
You know, it would help if I could actually hear myself. But you know, it's fine. 1 second. There we go. Now it is not echoed. Now I sound normal. Ha 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 ha. Listen, I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared. General displeasure. It's okay. It happens. I understand. But yes, thank you, everyone. Almost as if he was stalking you and set it up that way. You know, I didn't actually stalk and set it up that way. But it was funny that he did show up right when that happened. I was just thinking, I was like, oh, he's not even here for it. Thank you for joining us for episode 2 of the Feywild. The episode 3 will not be next week, it'll be the week after. As far as announcements go, I think that was basically about it. Thank you to LV and Josh and Dreamy and Mara for their amazing jobs. They are endlessly entertaining, and I love them so much. But on that note, we will see you guys on Tuesday for the next Game of Santos episode. Until then, you know, you'll have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next time. Stay wild.